Chapter 13 in Skinner's book discusses in the skin from the perspective of the behaviorist, mentalist, and the role of physiologists plays in behavior analysis. According to Skinner, the behavioristic assumption is a person is an organism that is a member of the species and subspecies, possesses genetic endowment and anatomical and physiological characteristics that are the product of survival contingencies which the species have been exposed to during the process of evolution. When the organism acquires repertoires of behavior under the contingencies of reinforcement, the organism becomes a person. The person acquires control and the process of conditioning. However, there has been some disagreement between the behaviorist and the mentalist views on the conceptual assumption of behavior. Traditional mentalists believe that a person's behavior is based on his possession, sensation, habits, intelligence, and other internal characteristics, while on the other hand, behaviorists view behavior as an historical event that can be reinforced. An historical event that can be reinforced. Skinner admits that neither of these assumptions are easy to understand because although reinforcement appears more feasible, not all reinforcement produces the same effects, and so may also provide unexpected results. Skinner argues that feeling of one's present condition has no connection to behavior because there's no way the observer can directly identify one's inner feeling. Skinner explains that when a person says that he or she feels like doing something, it's only through further inquiry and making predictions one may be able to identify the behavior. However, how far one goes to understand behavior is critical, and the predictions are not always correct. Skinner also believes that attitudes, opinions, and intelligence are state-inferred behaviors and do not play important roles in control, but they permit us to predict one kind of behavior from another that has common cause. Skinner states that we use interpretations when behavior cannot be observed or when there is no history. According to Skinner, despite these limitations, the behaviorist view appears more credible, even though there's no independent evidence to support this view. Skinner argues that when a human behavior is observed under conditions which cannot be exactly purely solipsistic way, a student of mental life has no reason to appeal to the physical action, even when communicating with others, and if mental life plays no role that can be taken into account by behaviorists, everyone would be satisfied. But psychology as a study of subjectivity is distinct from the study of objective behavior. Then it would have no reason to be science. He believes that the private stimuli as a physical thing must be considered in behavior, and by taking this into consideration, it provides an alternative account for mental life. Skinner believes to understand the in the skin and how we know about it is the essence of radical behaviorism. Skinner believes psychology is highly important, and to understand the organism, we must carefully distinguish between what is known about what is inside and what is inferred. According to Skinner, the traditional mentalists before Pluto explained behavior with curious mixture of anatomy and physiology feelings. The heart and lungs were used to express feelings, and he believed that it still happens today. Skinner believes that physiology is in respect to behavior has made great strides because electrical and chemical properties of many neural activities are more directly observed and measured. However, when compared with behavior and the environment, the limitations in understanding large blocks of behavior such as sensory, motor, motivation, emotional, they still remains unknown. Skinner also looks at technology used in physiological science. He says that it has been said, we may rapidly acquire power to modify and control the capacity of man by direct intervention. And the biological human engineering that results may have profound social effects. Skinner believed that direct intervention and manipulation of the body, which often referred to today to illustrate the dangers of controlled behavior, but more effective control already is within reach to environmental manipulation. Skinner believes that in future, physiologists will tell us all we need to know. The physiologist's account will be an important advance over behavior analysis. Basically, because of its historical nature. And Skinner believes that physiological input is critical into behavior analysis, because if one step is missing, he or she has to wait until the physiologist provide the information. He states that physiologists may not able to validate the law of science in behavior, but they can give a clearer imagery of the action that would be complete. Skinner examined whether behavior is from the mind or from the nervous system. Skinner believed that these are severe limitations when an organ or person used as self-observing. He believes that a person cannot himself or herself cannot observe him or herself, because that person knows about himself is through response and stimuli. Therefore, observation can only be effective if it is through contingencies of survival. Skinner believes that the real behavior, when more inside the skin, has no functional value. The conceptual nervous system is responsible for thoughts process, but the study of consciousness in the real nervous system is primarily responsible, and not the genetic and personal history. Thank you for listening to my presentation. What time I have, we can do it again. Can do one more. Detour. Let me talk. Shit. I talk.